Nintendo has a family-friendly exterior and tries to produce games that appeal to everyone. The closest that they came to a survival horror game would be Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion was one of the launch titles for the GameCube in 2001, and it's the first time that a Nintendo system launched with a game not starring Mario. It was also a departure from previous Mario games in that it's a completely different game. You explore and suck up ghosts in a mansion while trying to find your brother Mario, all while being guided by the quirky Professor E. Gadd. The game is a lot of fun, even today, but the sound design holds up the best of all. Lots of dynamic music, great sound effects, and a quirky soundtrack that perfectly fits the spooky atmosphere of the game. The sound effects and music blend together so much that the best way for me to talk about them is to just show the first few encounters. First off, when the Game Boy Horror rings, you hear a version of the main theme, and the music when talking to Gadd is made to sound like music on a Game Boy. When you're in an area that's still haunted, you hear the orchestra playing the accompaniment to the main theme, which is hummed by Luigi. When absorbing the last ghost in a room, the game starts this interesting kind of hip-hop music that you never hear on its own. In the game, every little bit of health you take down plays a little noise that goes along with the strange cacophony of sound. Then there's the little jingle that says you cleared the room, the lights go on, and it's silent besides the ambient noise and Luigi's whistling.
Oh yeah.
There are lots of sounds in this game. Your footsteps, the sucking up of ghosts, the music when you capture the last ghost in a room, the ghost trying to get you or get away, and all the types of specific noises to each room. And while there are a ton of interesting musical themes, the only real melody that you can hum afterwards is the main theme. And this theme is one of the most interesting aspects of the game. You hear it in a few places, such as the ringing of the Game Boy Horror, and when you're in Gadd's lab. But the primary place you hear it is through Luigi's humming and whistling. When you clear a room, the game doesn't shift to happy room is clear music. You know it's safe because the lights are on, and it's silent aside from Luigi's whistling and footsteps. So even when you're in safe areas, the game retains its creepy atmosphere. The lack of memorable melodies is thanks in part to the music not being done by Koji Kondo. Luigi's Mansion was composed by Kazumi Totaka and Shinobu Tanaka. Tanaka helped compose on a few other Nintendo soundtracks, such as Mario Kart Double Dash and Super Mario Sunshine, but Kazumi Totaka is the big name here. He's kind of the other Nintendo composer, having worked with many different composers on games that might be considered the off-Nintendo games, such as Mario Paint, Super Mario Land 2, Wave Race 64, Animal Crossing, and Wii Sports. His style usually focuses on one specific melody and changes it to fit different songs throughout the game. He's also famous for Totaka's Song, which is a short 19-note melody hidden in most of the games that he's worked on, the most noted of which is Mario Paint. This also makes an appearance in Luigi's Mansion by waiting in the training room controller configuration screen for 3.5 minutes. This was just a brief look into Luigi's Mansion. I didn't dive into any of the later tracks, the music room, or some of the legitimately creepy music that's in the game. There's a ton here, but most of it is best experienced by playing the game. I believe it's one of the most underrated first-party Nintendo games and really should have had more than the one sequel that came out 12 years after the original. So go dust off your GameCube or fire up Dolphin and give this game another shot. And when you do, be sure to listen well.